Dom and Jason here from Essential RC. Thanks for tuning in. So part 2 of our flight test of the ZOHD Delta Strike, the EDF version of this Delta Jet. So Jay's with me on camera, so I'm sure he'll contribute his thoughts. But so we had 2 flights last time out, Jay. The first flight really hairy on launch.
Yeah, I don't think I threw it hard enough.
But on the second flight you did, and it did scoot off quite well, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Yeah, I was more concerned about level on the first one, but I think actually harder is better with this model.
Yeah. So a lot has happened since. First of all, what did I do? Because I don't think CG was spot on last time, I wanted to move the speed controller back. If I moved the speed controller back to here, which I did, then the leads kind of curled round and were dangerously close to the fan. So I did something stupid that in hindsight probably wasn't a good idea. I cut short the motor leads. And if you've done this before, and I don't think many people do it, you'll find that the copper strands inside those 3 phase wires are coated with, what are they coated with?
It's lacquer.
It's a lacquer.
Yeah, insulation, basically.
And George at Formax told me, yeah, they do that to protect the wires from heat. So if you do that, it's very hard, well, it was impossible to tin them again with solder. So I tried time and time again, and the leads were, the phase wires were getting shorter and shorter, so I just gave up. And I just binned that motor and that fan, and I went to George at Formax and I got an FMS 15mm fan and a speed controller, just so it was easy to install. George at Formax really great actually for all the little bits that you might need for electric models like this. Also picked up a couple of 4S 60C 2200 lipo packs. So we're going to try out these Purple Power Professional version 3 60C packs, which apparently are very, very good, he said.
Well, these are actually quite new, the 60C, so they were traditionally 40 from George, been up to 60. And we're using them. I've used them in the past and still use them. They're really good packs. And
let's face it, if you're going to put lipos in an EDF model, they do need to be really good, really, to deliver the amps. So, what else? I was reading on modelflying.co.uk, which is the support forum, the forum for RCM&E magazine. There was a guy on there who'd flown this and had power problems initially, and he discovered that adding a cheetah hole underneath would allow as much air as possible into the fan. It was getting starved by just the air going in through those side intakes. Yeah, so there's that. So that's 40mm by 20mm, I think. He said that made a huge difference, and I think the fan I put in it anyway will deliver more power.
Did you measure the hole when you cut it?
I did, with a ruler and everything.
I'm very impressed.
I know, I'm getting quite precise in my old age when I do these things.
It's normally a drill or a Stanley knife.
Yeah, it was only 6 months ago. I might have used a bread knife and done it on the kitchen table. I thought, no, I'm going to do it proper. So I used like a scalpel and measured it out.
Essential RC is going up in the world.
I know. So there you go. So to get the CG, I've put, well, basically the pack back as far as possible, and the Air Unit, DJI Air Unit on top of that. So, and there's my S8R.
You're not running Crossfire in this one?
No, FR Sky. The receivers are, well, they're good. I mean, they're a good price, and also have a gyro on board as well, which you don't have to use, but auto leveling and stabilization modes. And actually, if you put it in other models, you can do hovering and automatic knife edge.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can make yourself look like an ace pilot just with all that little bit of technology in that. And
they're a great price as well, actually.
They are. If you compare it to other Futaba, Spectrum, Jetty receivers, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And that FR Sky protocol binds straight to the TX16 Radio Master TX16S that's down there. Another great reason to use the Radio Master TX16S, because it will bind to many different protocols, whereas all of those other premium radios, one protocol, you're locked in. Right, okay, so let's connect it up. Head tracked FPV goggles this time. So I'm going to let Jason's going to launch it and then do the head tracked goggles. I'm not going to fly FPV for this first flight, but might do later on. All right, here we go.
Give us a little bit of how much has it got compared to that. I think it's better. Up. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Three, two, one.
Okay, so I'm in the goggles now. And looking around. Fighting with the wind a bit by the looks of it, Dom.
Fighting with the model. Getting used to it.
Some height when you're ready. Loop.
I'm not even trimmed out yet.
Have you tried stabilising?
I'm not. I can't even take my fingers off the sticks. It's such a handful.
In the goggles, it doesn't seem all that scary. I think you'd be better in the goggles than line of sight, in all fairness.
Well, I just get it trimmed out. It just rolls all by itself. That's better. More manageable now. Oh my word.
Oh, upside down, oh no.
Oh, down. Right, so a little bit hairy on that third flight. Again, something else I didn't point out that was kind of obvious after the first two flights is that where we've got our gimbal here has a massive effect on the vertical stabilizer because it's disturbing the airflow over the front of the jet across that vertical stabilizer. So that is why I think in roll it's got these really unusual characteristics. And we in the kit that you get, it has a panning servo, but we've added a tilt servo as well, so it's even taller and creating more of a disturbance. So I think I trimmed out I had quite a lot of left roll, so I had to trim out with a right trim, and it flew a lot better. So I think I'm going to be brave next time, Jay, and fly FPV.
I think in the goggles it didn't seem as scary.
It didn't seem so bad.
No.
It was absolutely terrifying flying it line of sight. Again.
Well, let's
gets
try.
the adrenaline flowing. So maybe there'll be a part 2 immediately after this, or a part 3, whatever you want to call it, and I'll try FPV, but I think it could be a disaster. Who knows? So we'll put another pack in, we'll give it another go with Dom flying FPV.
We have a very nervous Dom here.
Oh, I'm terrified. I'm not joking.
He's going to try and fly FPV.
From launch, I have to say.
From launch, yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, yeah, it could end up in a lot of little pieces. So, look at that head tracking. Really cool. And that's where is it, on that side?
Yep, that little tiny black box just there.
So tell folks about that, Jay. What is that?
That is
Arduino based,
it's
is
a
it?
little Arduino Bluetooth board, and we're using the gyros and accelerometers to gather the data and then wirelessly transmit it to the TX16, which we've installed Bluetooth into. So I fit a little Bluetooth chip into the back of the TX16, which you can see a picture of now because I took a picture on my phone.
Oh,
so
you'll send me that.
I'll send you that, so you can see a picture of that now. That's installed in the TX16, so it connects wirelessly, no wires at all, and then it goes over the trainer port channels on the receiver.
Yeah, so quite easy to set up.
Yeah.
I use it on quite a few models now.
And it just adds another little dynamic bit to the hobby, doesn't it? Just, you know, you move your head and your camera moves.
Well,
around.
it means you don't have to fiddle about with the sliders on the back of the transmitter to do it, which you wouldn't be able to do with a model like this because I'm on the sticks, just trying to get the thing in a straight line. And the other thing with this is if you watch it, you just do that and it centres it on the side.
I missed that, do it again, Dom.
So if I do that and then...
Yeah, so there's a little tiny light sensor on the side there, and when it sees Dom's hand it just centres the...
So you get a bit of drift sometimes, don't you?
Yeah.
With these, or you just want to reset it just before you launch?
Or you move your head and you're comfortable in a new position and you just want that to be centre.
Trainer signal recovered.
I think we're good to go, so...
Let's throw it. You look confident, Dom?
No, I'm not confident.
Let's put that there. Well, the last launch went okay, so can only be pilot error if it goes wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Power chest.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Do you know what? I reckon that'll go off the floor. Give it full throttle a second. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should take off line of sight.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Oh, go, won't be. 3, 2, 1. Oh, lost it.
What happened?
Lost signal.
Lost video.
Lost video.
Really? At that distance?
Yeah. So don't mind admitting that was a little bit disappointing.
You said you lost video, right?
I lost video. Just not long after, a few split second after it left your hand.
Yeah.
So
Don't
don't know
we
why
might have
that
the
is.
crash on. The camera might have been pointing the right way on the field. So.
Huh?
The camera might have been pointing the right way on the field, I think.
Oh, it might.
So we might have the video of the crash. But there's no damage to the airframe, amazingly.
The gimbal is.
The gimbal's been pulled out, and you've pulled the cable out of the air unit, so a new
Which
cable
I'm
needed.
assuming happened on the impact.
I think so, because it was taped to the battery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So as the battery shot forward, it's...
But really strange because the range on that first flight, you had the goggles on and it was
flawless.
fine.
Yeah, absolutely flawless.
But on mine, it wasn't. So,
Don't know what happened there.
all right. Well, we'll patch it up. Not a lot to do, but we'll obviously have to go for a part 3 video
Part 3.5.
because I do want to fly this FPV. So, thanks for watching. we'll be back soon. If you've enjoyed what you see, the trials and tribulations on Essential RC of getting these things to fly properly.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications of our future uploads and live streams. But thanks from me and Jay for watching.
No problem.
We'll see you next time. Oh dear.
You tried stabilising?
I can't even take my fingers off the sticks. It's such a handful.